Good evening, folks. My name is Amiibo Jason, and welcome to another installment of the Nintendo Wiretap, this time for the evening of June 27th, 2017. Every evening, we take a look at the biggest stories in the world of Nintendo and wrap it up into a nice, neat little package so you don't have to. Here are today's top stories. Coming in at number 1 today, Nintendo releases new Midna concept art and mentions a secret project before Twilight Princess. In the new Zelda blog detailing some of the content in the first DLC pack for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, art director Satoru Takezawa highlighted some facts about the wearable Midna helmet, as well as some background information about Midna's creation. Takezawa said that the team wanted to create a buddy character that would stay with Link at all times, one that would even fight with him. Early prototypes had Tetra from the Wind Waker riding along on Wolf Link, which honestly sounds pretty darn amazing. He goes on to describe a secret cancelled project that they were considering before Twilight Princess. The idea apparently featured a goblin or devilkin character, and Midna ended up inheriting those features and mannerisms of this creature. Takezawa mentions they spent a great deal of time fine-tuning Midna's facial expressions and shape in order to convey a character whose motivations and alliances aren't clear. Takezawa promises that tomorrow the blog will go into detail about Nintendo's greatest character ever, Tingle. Stay tuned. Coming in at number 2 today, and this is one of my favorite stories of the entire week. Starfox 2 creators reminisce as the game finally gets a release date. There are plenty of interesting behind-the-scenes stories from Nintendo, but few are quite as legendary as the what could have been saga surrounding Starfox 2. Essentially completed back in the mid-90s, the follow-up was shelved after the Sega Saturn and PlayStation were unveiled, making the Super NES's 3D solution look somewhat antiquated in comparison. Even still, the gameplay mechanics hidden away in Starfox 2 captured the imagination of fans across the following decades, and now, 22 years later, the game is finally seeing an official release via the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. One of the game's original programmers, Dylan Cuthbert, has been thrust into the spotlight thanks to the game's re-emergence and has been active on social media as a result. For starters, take a look at this image which features the Starfox 2 team members meeting up and reminiscing. Apparently the team is having an impromptu launch party for the game that they created so many years ago. Kotaku also reached out to Cuthbert asking for some insight. In addition to detailing the game's history, he admits that the game's finally releasing has him totally weirded out and totally psyched. Stay tuned for more details on this game as we approach the release of the Super Nintendo Classic Edition in September. And finally tonight, we have a release date for Kirby's Blowout Blast coming to the 3DS on July 6th. Get ready, Kirby fans, because the next expanded sub-game from our favorite Pink Puff is coming soon. Kirby's Blowout Blast, announced earlier this year, looks to be a blown-up version of the Kirby 3D Rumble game from Planet Robobot. The game is going to be a 3DS eShop exclusive and launches on July 6th. While we wait to take a look at some of the footage from the game that was released earlier this year. And that's going to wrap up another installment of the Nintendo Wiretap. As always, you can find a link to the full written article right down in the description below, and head over to nintendowire.com for even more amazing Nintendo news. We're going to be back tomorrow with a new installment, so we'll see you then. Bye, guys.